One of Dubai's biggest highlights is the desert safaris. But with over 100 operators, it's almost impossible to choose the best one. So I went undercover for 1 week, testing the best safaris in the world to bring you the most honest, unbiased insider review, so you know exactly which one to choose. After some very detailed research, I managed to narrow down the list and pick the most popular and highest rated safaris, which I then tested myself. Of course, I paid for everything from my own pocket to stay independent and to make sure I didn't get any special treatment like influencers or marketing people usually do. My mission was simple: to find the absolute best desert safari in Dubai. And I did. Which one blew me away and which one was the biggest disappointment? Let's find out. The first one on the list, and with this the best overall safari, is Excursion Point's Desert Safari. From the very first moment I could feel we were about to experience something special. The hotel pickup was smooth and Ismail, our main guide, exceeded all expectations. And once we hit the desert, they delivered everything. The dune bashing was wild, those curves and angles. It didn't even feel real. And the buggy ride, absolutely the best part. The adrenaline blew my mind away. Sandboarding was a lot of fun, even though I had a big fear. And the little thoughtful touches really showed how much they care. What impressed me, despite the lower price range of the tour, there are no pressure, no upselling, no begging for reviews like with many other operators, just pure service. Then came the camp. The name is the Fortress, but in reality it felt like arriving at a hidden oasis. After all that adrenaline, this place was a pure paradise. Finally we could stretch our legs and have some fun.
Habibi, come to Dubai.
Yes. They had extras I never saw in any other camp. Not a surprise, since this camp is part of the Emirates group. And trust me, when it comes to quality, they are simply unmatched. And of course, they offer all the standard features, like camel rides, henna painting, and shisha. The Aperol lounge is a perfect place to chill out, and at the Heineken bar you can grab your complimentary ice-cold drinks. As the night fell, the shows took over. A mesmerizing tanura dance, a beautiful belly dance, and then an epic fire show that completely took our breath away. All of this delivered at the highest quality. If you only book one desert safari in Dubai, make it this one. No fine print, no hesitation. They've earned every word. The number 2 on the list is Fun Tours, and my overall experience with them was extremely positive. This safari had everything you would expect from a morning desert adventure, and all that for just 45 euros. Our first desert stop was the Al Badaya motorcycle rental. We went for a camel ride and even did a photo shoot with a Falcon, which was completely free of charge. Then we kicked off with dune bashing in a powerful 4x4. Our guide adjusted the ride perfectly to consider everyone in the car. The younger ones who wanted more excitement, and the older guests who preferred safety. Not too wild, but definitely not too shy either. During the break, our guide proactively helped everyone with sandboarding and even held a photo session, capturing some great moments. Next up was the open desert quad ride, on some of the most powerful bikes available. 450cc beasts matched with proper full-face helmets. At the end, they even gave me a bonus ride, since my speed didn't quite match the lovely ladies in our group. Where they really stood out compared to the other tours was the photos and videos. And most importantly, our guide actually took action shots and videos of us while riding, also included in the price. After all that adrenaline, it was nice to rest a bit on the comfy sofas in a fully air-conditioned room. Our guide was really attentive from the start to finish, and there were no pushy sales pitches at any point. Honestly, that's rare here. What I missed compared to our number 1, the car wasn't spotless when we entered, but you can expect some sand when you go to the desert. It was cleaned immediately after we mentioned it, and yes, the schedule ran a little late. But those are minor things compared to the value they delivered for the money. Among all the morning safaris, Fun Tours really stood out, earning the title of Best Morning Safari in Dubai. The most comprehensive safari. With over 100,000 glowing reviews and 4.9 star rating, OceanAir absolutely dominates the booking platforms, and it's no accident. Founded in 2007, they have grown into one of the biggest names in Dubai safaris, and from the very first moment you feel it's a well-oiled machine. The staff are professional and attentive, soft drinks and water are always everywhere. They also offer one of the widest range of activities. It started with the quad ride, which was inside a fenced area, what was big enough for me, but you don't get the same feeling like in the open desert. Dune bashing was really a big adrenaline shot, and we never felt too wide or dangerous. The sandboarding was nice, and at the camp you have the chance to take photos with the Falcon as well.
Absolute legend.
Plus, they offer horseback riding. Honestly, this one was the best horseback riding of my life, thanks to the exceptionally well-trained horse, Rosie. I never expected this in the middle of the desert. The only trade-off, with so many activities squeezed into one evening, not everything gets the time it deserves. Due to the horse riding, I was late from the show, but I will decide next time the same. The camp has an authentic vibe, yet it's absolutely tasteful and beautifully decorated, meets the definition of Instagrammable. The shisha is complimentary, and you can have traditional clothes, coffee and tea for free. The dinner was the largest buffet selection I saw, with many different dishes with a wide choice of selection of desserts. The jaw-dropping shows felt more like a nice add-on to the dining experience, but to their credit, they were authentic. The pricing is above average, and it's still a great deal. They have quality managers on the side, and we had stargazing with a professional telescope as well. All in all, OceanAir delivers a polished, high-quality safari that's extremely unlikely to disappoint. If you want peace of mind and you are someone who likes variety of food or into horseback riding, OceanAir is your bet. Number 4. The Widest Desert Safari. When it comes to reviews, Ammar is OceanAir's biggest competitor, but the concept they represent is almost the complete opposite. While OceanAir packs everything into one big fancy package, Ammar keeps it simple and affordable, focusing only just a few key experiences, and then they absolutely nailed them. Their dune bashing was hands down the most thrilling out of all the tours I have tried, with the widest turns and steepest angles. Our guide made no secret of how much he was enjoying it. That energy spreads to everyone around. All of us in the car had a huge smile on our face. The open desert quad biking felt truly free. There were no fences, no limits, and no one holding you back. And my sandboarding, the fastest of my entire trip. Then came the evening fire show. Breathtaking. And honestly, it even outshined OceanAir's. With all these features combined, you get a pure, adrenaline-filled experience that made me completely forget how tired I actually was. Of course, there is always room for improvement. Soft drinks are available only at the camp, and compared to OceanAir, some of the small extras were missing. Like there were no guide, taking photos at camel ride. These touches aren't essential, but they could definitely increase the overall experience. Still, the price difference is huge. Even with quads included, which is usually the expensive part, Ammar costs about the same as OceanAir without the quad ride. The camp itself has its own charm. You will find ice cream for kids, perfumes, henna and shisha. Yes, the facilities are a bit simpler, but that's what makes it feel so authentic. I even spotted some animals and got to take a photo with the Falcon, of course. The food hit the spot. Especially after a long day, I really like the fresh fruit options and the barbecue with chicken, lamb and fish included. And of course, they've got vegetarian choices too. All these things make Ammar tours an amazing, budget-friendly choice. Especially if what you are after is pure adrenaline and fun. The next one on our list is the Luxury Desert Safari from Noble Life. They position themselves as a premium or VIP safari option, and in many ways they really shine. At the camp, Noble Life was unbeatable. The atmosphere was elevated with live singer performances, the best fire show I saw in Dubai, one that only our number one recommendation could compete with, and overall higher quality entertainment and sound systems than in any other competitor. The seating was more comfortable, the camp itself had a premium vibe, and there were even great Instagram zones for photos, featuring huge mirrors and beautifully decorated setups, perfect for photo shoots. The food was also excellent. The buffet selection was wide and of great quality, and drinks were served directly to the table. This is where Noble Life truly delivered. But outside the camp, things weren't quite as polished. At the start, our guide was rather indifferent compared to other guides. At the quad rental area, the merchants were pushy, and their product weren't great quality either. And sandboarding, it was skipped altogether. They mentioned in the description that it's only available upon request, but since we didn't ask, it never happened. To be fair, if you can avoid my mistakes, you can get even more out of this safari. Book early, skip the upsells, request sandboarding, and enjoy what Noble Life does the best, the camp experience. Due to my very high expectations, this tour was the biggest disappointment for me out of all the safaris I tried, but it was still a great experience that I can confidently recommend if your priority is top-class shows, premium seating, and the VIP atmosphere at the camp. Sunrise Safari. Orient Tours, one of the oldest and most respected operators in the United Arab Emirates, established back in 1982, and from what I saw, their reputation is well deserved. The standout here is the rare Sunrise Safari. Yes, it means a brutal 3 a.m. start, but catching the desert at sunrise is absolutely magical. And almost no one else offered. The guide was excellent, professional, knowledgeable, and clearly passionate about his job. The experience had a very calm, nature-focused feel. We drove through the wide desert, spotted wildlife like oryx and gazelles, and had plenty of time for photos at some great picnic spots. Love Lake was another highlight. Beautiful, full of wildlife, and a refreshing contrast to the busier commercial safaris. On the activity side, sandboarding was perfectly timed and fun, while the dune bashing was short and mild, ideal for families or anyone who prefers safety over thrills. Breakfast was simple, but hit the spot. There were some smoothies, fresh fruits, tea, and coffee with dates. The tour itself is not flawless. No quad or buggy option, no close wildlife interactions, what I missed a lot, and the windshield could have been cleaner. But this was still the most nature-connected safari I experienced in Dubai. If you want to see a magical sunrise and enjoy a more peaceful, wildlife-focused side of the desert, I definitely recommend Orient Tours. The only real alternative is an overnight safari with OceanAir, but that comes at a much higher price, since you are sleeping in the desert. Dream Journey. This is a solid, budget-friendly morning safari, and from the moment I booked it, the communication was excellent. A small thing, but it really builds the trust. The driver was polite, easy to understand, safety conscious, and even asked for music preferences to set the mood. In reality, the ride leaned more towards a simple transportation than guided storytelling, but if you prefer a calm, low-key atmosphere, that's actually a plus. At the quad stop, the fenced track wasn't the most dramatic terrain, but it was completely empty, which meant total freedom to ride. No guards, no crowds, just pure fun. Prices were fair, and even the extras, like scarves or photoshoots, were offered without any pushy sales tactics. The dune bashing was fun, and the sandboarding really stood out. Thanks to the tallest dune I slid down, easily my longest ride of the trip.
Video on.
Camel rides, Falcon photos, and even helpful service at the tire stops all added nice touch to the day. On the downside, only water was unlimited, the car felt a bit old compared to the others, and the guiding style was more reserved. But at this price point, you still get a lot. Quads, dune bashing, sandboarding, camel rides, photos, all the essentials. Overall, Dream Journey won't blow you away, but as an entry-level safari, it delivers a complete and affordable desert adventure. Testing all these safaris in person on the top of my research was really essential, and it turned out to be one of the most intense weeks of my life. I met incredible people, learned a lot, and made memories I will never forget. Excursion Point, who took the first place on the list, really excelled in every aspect of the safari, and they were simply unmatched in terms of value for money. Noble Life's own marketing built up such high expectations that they became my biggest disappointment. That being said, they still made it to the 5th place and delivered an amazing adventure. My biggest regret? This time I couldn't test Platinum Heritage. They are the only eco-conservation safari in Dubai and often praised for their vintage Land Rover safari. If you want to follow all my adventures, make sure to subscribe to the channel or check out my blog post where I give you every details what you need to know about the safaris. If you want to buy the safari themselves, you can do it in the links below. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Did you like the video? Is there any company you think I missed this round? Let me know. And thank you so much for watching the video. Habibi, come to Dubai.